Well, we live in Mexico. We're teachers, and we thought it would be really difficult to adopt through the United States, living there, and so we'd considered moving back, and we're pretty happy there. So we came across an agency called Adoption Professionals Abroad, and they referred us to Active Love because they said that they've worked with them in the past and they've adopted out to expats living abroad. And so we went to the website and immediately were pleased with what we saw. It just seemed like a small, comfortable, familial kind of environment where...
Then we made one phone call and it kind of snowballed from there, really, that I don't remember the name of the person that we talked to first, but...
It was Linda.
And we she answered every question we had, and then she put us in touch with a teaching couple that had just adopted with Active Love. So that gave us some confidence, and...
We didn't really look around. It felt like... I think reached out to maybe 5 agencies, and this one just responded promptly and just we felt confident. And so we didn't really pursue any of the other ones. We just felt like this was a really good fit for us right off the bat. Ours was 9 months, really, from
being live to...
Took a while to get everything together.
But I would say the paperwork is definitely arduous, and it's long. It's a long process. But then I felt like Active Love answered all our questions every time we had any kind of questions. And then I think that they, when we had reservations or any kind of worries about the process, they answered our questions.
And we felt comfortable enough to reach out and ask those questions without
feeling like we're bothering anybody, because I imagine adoption is such an emotional process anyway that we felt comfortable asking the questions, and that meant a lot
I have to say, the whole process of waiting to be matched it felt like 10 years, and it's not even been one. But once we were matched, which we were matched 3 weeks ago, not even a month ago, and that was when we really understood why we went with this agency. Like, people have just been like all hands on deck, and we felt a lot of support from the moment we found out about him to like flying here. And
we were in constant contact with it seemed like multiple people.
Yeah, lots of people.
Where when we had our own specific contact with Active Love, and then when we went to the hospital, there were 3 representatives of Active Love, all doing different things, all checking on us, all checking on the birth family.
And I have to say, what I've been the most impressed with is seeing how respectfully they've treated the birth parents, and it just felt like there was a lot of integrity that I was really proud to see and be a part of, because it was a pretty intense situation that all this came in.
Right, acknowledging all sides of it, because there's some sad parts of someone giving up their child for adoption, and making sure on the other side of it that we are taken care of as well, that we understand everything about, as much as the information that they have, we understand what's happening with the birth, and advocating for all sides of it, which is really nice. When we were in the hospital, they weren't just looking after us or just looking after the birth family. They were looking out for everyone. So
I would absolutely recommend an Active Love to anyone who's looking. Actually already have recommended it, just because, like I said in the beginning, it just felt small and intimate. Like, I felt like we really had all the information we needed, and it didn't feel like this huge agency where there were thousands of families on a site. It was just a handful or more of people, and you could see the situations come up, and it felt doable. It never felt like something that was very like a business or...
No, it didn't. That was one of our fears just at the beginning, that because there's a monetary transaction, we never once felt like we were buying a child. I mean, that's I think that from the outside, a lot of the adoptions seem like that almost, that like there's all this money moving around, and it never really felt like that. It felt like we were paying for all of the social work, we were paying for all of the counseling that was happening, all of the training that all these people have that was evident when we talked to them, the experience behind it. I mean, it was...
Well, and I think just the birth parents had a lot of counseling, and you could tell they felt really confident, which was for us, like, for me, the most invaluable part of this whole process was the fact that they felt really taken care of and confident in their decision and very aware of what it involved to place a child. And that gave me all the confidence, because I know a lot of people like try to self-match, and that just, I would go with Active Love every time if we were to do this again.
Absolutely. I feel like the due diligence of making sure that everyone's decisions on both sides of it are well thought out, trying to have the highest rate of success, I think, because we just read so many horror stories on the internet about failed matches, and just where it didn't seem like people were really sure, and then they try to just rush things through, and it doesn't work very well. And it's such an emotional process that I felt like Active Love was doing all they could to make sure that if they were presenting us with information or presenting us with a situation, that it was a situation that they had counseled quite a bit, that it wasn't lightly thought about or something like that.